everybody, it's Kevin Duffy of the Boston Herald, joined at Gillette Stadium by Karen Guregian, Patriots beat columnist. It is the 9th straight bye week on wildcard weekend for the Pats. Pretty incredible. They took a different kind of route to get there this year, going 3-5 on the road, but unbeaten at home. So now the Patriots await the results of the wildcard round. They can play 3 teams: Houston, Baltimore, or the Los Angeles Chargers. So we're going to rank today the most difficult potential matchups for the Patriots in the divisional round. Houston is 3rd, being the easiest. Baltimore 2nd, and I think the Chargers are actually the toughest potential visitor here on divisional round weekend. What do you think?
I agree with Houston being the easiest.
And why is that? Let's just start with Houston. I feel like they play Houston in the playoffs every single year, which isn't true, but they have played them 5 times since 2015.
And they always beat them, and maybe you think, they always beat them. Bill O'Brien is 0-5 against his former mentor, Bill Belichick. And maybe you think, well, the odds have to sometime go in his favor. And they also have the type of team that you would think would beat the Patriots, with the mobile quarterback and the running game. Mm-hmm. And even with the perfect formula and the perfect recipe and the perfect team and all those perfect things, they're still the easiest.
This 2018 version of the Texans is the best one I think we've seen yet, because they're healthy and because they're kind of clicking on both sides.
They are, but you know, they do have some areas of weakness. Their offensive line is pretty bad. I think they've sacked Deshaun Watson like 65 times, a leading 65 times. So that leaves him vulnerable. It leaves him exposed. I think the Patriots will obviously, focus on him and stopping him. He's had some good games against them, but if they neutralize him, I think they'll be okay. Will they score on that defense? I think they'll do enough to beat them.
Second, Baltimore. Probably the most intriguing, because Lamar Jackson just took over at quarterback, and they've kind of retooled their offense around Jackson. They're a really heavy running team. They lead the league in rushing attempts. Jackson rushes for almost 100 yards a game himself, plus Gus Edwards and Kenneth Dixon back there. Really ferocious defense, too.
Their defense is awesome. And, will the Patriots be able to score any points, a few points on them? That's the hope. I think special teams will be huge. And, Lamar Jackson is a rookie quarterback, and when the Patriots have to stop something or someone or something, be it a running game, a running quarterback, if they have their focus on one thing, the Ravens are so one-dimensional that I almost think it's almost easier to stop that offense than an offense like the Chargers that can both run and pass the football.
When they laser in on something, they're pretty good. The worry for me would be the Ravens' strength is directly related to the Patriots' weakness. They give up 4.9 yards a carry. They're one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL. Chargers, I think we both agree, are probably the most well-rounded team. They're 12-4. They really, most years, could have been the 1 seed. They just happened to play in the same division as the Chiefs, and they split with Kansas City, beat them on the road. They don't really have many weaknesses. Good pass rush, great cornerback in Casey Hayward, great offense across the board. They can run the ball with Melvin Gordon. They've got big play receivers. They've got Keenan Allen, one of the best possession receivers in the league. Hunter Henry, the tight end, is actually coming back for this game from an ACL tear that he suffered in April or May. So they're pretty loaded. Here's
the one factor that might be in the Patriots' benefit: the climate. They're used to warm weather, and I don't think it's going to be balmy and warm in a couple of weeks or whenever they might have to face the Chargers. It's going to be cold. It might be snowy. It might be raining. It might be miserable.
Do you have any predictions? Who do you think we'll end up seeing here?
I do. I think the Colts are going to beat the Texans.
I do too, and that's what scares me. Every expert in America thinks the Colts are going to beat the Texans, which means the Texans probably are going to win. But I am also picking the Colts in that game.
And I go back and forth about the Ravens and Chargers. The Ravens really embarrassed the Chargers a few weeks ago. For them to beat them again so soon after that, that's pretty tough. I might go with the Chargers in that game, so that's who I would think is coming.
We're on the same page on this one.
Oh, also, my God!
I know.
That's weird.
Rare. I guess we should touch on some Patriots stuff as well. They practiced twice this week. A couple of injuries. Devin McCourty suffered a concussion in Week 17, so he hasn't been on the practice field. Good news for him is he does have that extra week because they're on the bye to recover from that. And it's hard to really say if a player is going to clear concussion protocol because you don't really know. But the average is most
in his favor.
Most do not take 2 weeks to clear. So you would think that he'll have a good chance to play in that divisional round game. Dwayne Allen also has been out of practice. Pats are not submitting an injury report because they're on a bye, so we don't know if it's the knee for Dwayne Allen, but that's kind of bothered him over the last couple months.
Yeah, and it's been a good week for them to, any guys who've been banged up or, nursing some things, to get at least as healthy as possible, for the game next Sunday.
Absolutely. So we will wrap it up there. You can find all our Pats coverage on bostonherald.com. We'll talk to you next week for the divisional round.